I will support you guys. Is he chopped? Can I be honest with you? No. Not at all. You know, I didn't think maybe I'm just too hopeful. Like maybe I'm just too positive or something, but like the things that I was hearing, oh my god, there was so much negativity and so much like doom and gloom about it. But to me, I'm like okay, this might sound stupid. This might sound crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. But if Star Wars is all about power creep, right? Power creep, power creep, power creep, and a new unit came out, and they're able to do one cost clears, just Ashby on a bunch of fucking 4-stars, and like a 4-star light cone, and he was able to like zero cycle, right? In beta footage. To me, I'm like, if you're what is half or a little bit less than half of your damage when your baseline was that? You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Right? Does that make sense? Like if your baseline was already like, I don't know, 1,000 and you go down to 500 and everybody else is in that 500 range already, like I don't see Casterus doing that. I don't see Evernight doing that. I don't see like any other DPS clearing at one cost. You see what I'm saying? So like what's the like, you know what I'm saying? So even if he is worse, it's not like he was already shit and now he's like doo-doo shit. You know what I mean? He was like, you know, a god and now he's kind of like a demigod. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like just, or maybe he's like a very well-off individual. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think he maybe could be better because he's Hunt, and I agree with that part, and I think his team support should be there. But he's not like people are like he's bricked. He's not bricked. I think everyone's being crazy. I think everyone's just lying. Anyway, that demo is a prelude. Oh, I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think everyone's being fucking crazy. I mean, it's fine. Like let's get him bobbed. Let's like bitch about it and get him bobbed, right? But like he's, y'all, he's doing 40% def down from standing there. What? Y'all, he's giving y'all 40 crit damage. What? Like what? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Like he's like Cypher but better. He's like Cypher with multipliers to me. I don't know. Anyway, I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. What? And now here I am back at the Old Bailey. Hello, Hairbrain. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity. Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure? I think it's probably all in the mind. Yes, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life, to save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine being made public. Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail. Oh my god, commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with the most tiresome case here. Mr. Shalm, what the heck are you doing here? That was very mean, Bruno, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him. Huh? Oh. Is it... Are you... Herlock Sholmes? Indeed, sir. I am he. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even while I was living in Germany. Ah, yes. Rancid magazine is on sale in Germany, too. This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in the adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful. Ah, yes. A memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall. No, that was the Speckled Band. Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. Oh. I have urgent business at Madame Tespel's. You mean your wax workshop? No. The waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged in my services. So you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you? The week's wages depend on it! As is the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention. Oh. Well, never mind then. I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be easy as proverbial pie. I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description. Then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley. Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say. Oh yes, quite, definitely, absolutely, I totally understand. Is someone a little starstruck? I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Harebrained. Oh, oh, why thank you. Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please. What's this about? As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at... What? A practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Grand Expedition, is quite impossible. But the professor said the demonstration was a success. Yes, it would appear that he fervently believed it was. I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Bruno, and I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically. So he's completely barking up the wrong tree? But how could an experiment like that had no possibility of succeeding, in fact, succeed? That's contradictory. And it's that contradiction that will be the heart of the trial, I've no doubt. What's that supposed to mean? Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow. See you later, Hurley. Oh, that's so ominous. Hi, cute. Good to see you. Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Runo, but shut up. You can do it. Oh, what about you, Iris? No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do. I see. It's going to be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is. Ha! That sounds ominous. Counsel for the defense and a defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way to the courtroom at once. We're on our way. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That is the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That is the key to this case. What do you guys think? If it's not possible, then what happened? And what the fuck kind of court record is this? Can I get an autopsy report? Damn, what am I supposed to do with this? Me trying to get my 5-star with 0 pity with 3 wishes. What the fuck is this? What am I supposed to do with this? Oh my god. Can I even, what is this? It's a crossbow. A crossbow? New Vanglada! Whatever Freya says. New Vangada! That's what she says. Yeah, that's what it is. What the heck is this? The O kind of sucks. Oh, don't worry. It should suck, given that she gives a whole fucking ult refund when she kills people. What? Or when she gets like a whole like huge chunk of ult charge whenever she kills people. What? Yeah, it should be butt. Can you imagine, like, for every how many things Sombra hacks, she gets, like, ult charge towards the EMP? Could you imagine that? Who the hell? What the hell is this? Who are these people? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare your downfall is absolute. This court to be in session. We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more, I'm without Susato-san today. Ugh, is it my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual? So, I must say, I recollect the victim of this case being all too well, Mr. Odi Asman. Mr. Asman was a well-known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities. It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty, because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go at extreme lengths to keep their freedom. But 2 days ago, on October 21st, Mr. Asman met his end. The work of the Reaper, was it? If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution, but the fact remains that Mr. Asman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Harebrain. Very well then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty? I am most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord. Okay, wait! Wait a minute! Wait! To have a man's fate in the palm of my hand, oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials, all are nothing more than performances. Why does he look like somebody? Any spurious scholar that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang. We have to listen to what's said on both sides. the fence and settle on one. That's it, isn't it? Okay, why is she me? Oh my god, is that the guy from earlier? Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. That's the police killer Ottermole look-alike again. And he's exhausted as ever, it seems. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, the incident that we're here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening. Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators. A tragic turn of events, and as such, the eyes of all London, no, of the whole world will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel. So, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Zieks? At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world. One of science's latest developments, I take it? The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage. The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. Good lord! It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and then beam them to another location where they are subsequently reassembled. Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility? Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure. Disassembling people with electricity? My goodness, how shocking! Ha! The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny. Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field? I am, and my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock! So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible. What is the prosecution's view on the matter? The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success. What? What rot? Order! Oh, sorry. Ordar! Ordar! The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asmund's life in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant. But this disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim. Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims. Gladly, my lord. Bailiff, show the first witness to the stand. Is it just the investigator or... Yeah. Witnesses. Wait, witnesses. State your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the fellows following investigation. Albert Harebrain, scientist. You were born in England, but have been carrying out your research in Germany in recent years, correct? Yes. Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery, which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition. What you demonstrated was incredible, all right, an incredible explosion. But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success. Hello, Duran. Good to see you. Welcome. Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensic investigation team. Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay, so he got hit with a crossbow. What? This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it? The centerpiece of the exhibit, no less. That's right, my lord. It seems the victim rammed straight into it. Can I get an autopsy report, please? I see. Very well, submit the photograph as evidence. Let's take a look. Can I get an autopsy report, please? This glass is pretty important, I think. Anything else that's important to note here? His hat is missing. There's the wound itself, of course. It's a very, like, pointed wound, right? So something that was small penetrated the skin and then caused him to bleed out. And a very particular spot, too. Oh my goodness. As the courts heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Asman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being. He was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself. I see. So to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct? Exactly. But it couldn't be, or couldn't it be, that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration? That's right, that must be it. My splendid machine. My poor splendid machine. You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage, thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. What? The wreckage? The wreckage? But that being the case, how can the facts be established? That's a good question. How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act? Extremely simply, my lord. I beg your pardon? Isn't that right, witness? What? Sorry? Me? No, your neighbor. Yes, sir. It was murder. Plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty. What? How could he possibly think that? Thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed to your formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder. I'm reading today. Oh my god. The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower had a broken neck. I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection. That's all. That was my mistake. But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he clearly had been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fellow's the only one who could have done it. An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart? Information like that, or information I would really have liked to have heard from someone other than the judge. The coroner says that death would have been all but instant from a wound like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused. No, and no! That could be further from the truth. I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. The victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly to the second level of the Crystal Tower about 25 yards away. Why the fuck would he do such a grandiose thing in front of everybody, by the way? The experiment did not go according to plan, however. At the moment, as the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in mid-air. from where he subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window. My word, one assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident. Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you. No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that was pierced in the victim's heart. Murder weapon? What are you saying? This is the autopsy report. Thank you! Give me that! Let me read. The prosecution would like to... Yeah, give it to me. Let me read that shit. Thank you. 2:20 p.m. Okay. Why is one of his medals Mario Party spaces? Y'all see that? Why he got 2 blue spaces and a red spaces? You see that? Anyway, I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole Ludicrous performance. And the only thing, you know what I was looking at earlier? I was watching a video of Mario Party. And you know what I realized? Mario Party 8 is actually kind of really fucking good. But, like, it actually has, like, really good presentation. Where's it at? Don't look at my history. Here it is. Look at this, look at this, look at this little animation when you get bonus stars. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? That's so cute. Oh my god. It's adorable. Wait, hold on. Look. What a cute little, like, gimme. Wait, hold on, wait. This game was nice, actually. It's a very fun game. I really like it a lot. We should probably, I don't know if anyone would be interested in it, but I definitely would love to play, like, Mario Party Net Play again. I think we did it a little bit on stream a while ago, but we should go back to it and play 8, because we've got to play some Toads, some Koopa Tycoon Town. You know what else we need to do? We need to listen to this. How do I play? The I gotta go pee song? Wait, hold on. Wait. Let's shake those cans, right? Like, I don't know how to play. It's a really nice game. I really gotta say, like, I don't know if it's just nostalgia or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, maybe we should go back and play some Koopa's Tycoon Town. Anyway. All right. I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole Ludicrous performance, and the only other person on stage with Mr. Ashman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist. Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him. Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well. Counsel for the defense, please proceed with the cross-examination. Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while. Me when I'm captain of Silver Squad. The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower had a broken neck. I made a minor miscalculation. Let's learn about that. What's going on with that? Tell me more. So the angle of the projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself? Personally? Absolutely. The calculation was far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out. Only you got it wrong, didn't you? Yes, that's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake. Do people fall for that brazen competence? I should try it. I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable. So I just don't understand how this could have happened. Obviously then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Aspen was wearing at the time, I suppose? Crackling comets. The answer should have been 3. So much for safety first. 3 must be for safety third. But the postmortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying that the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it? 2, right? Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well. But you're saying that's not the case? You'll get your answer once I'm finished my fish and chips, if you don't keep butting in every few seconds. But we all know that's a bottomless bag. The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death. Right, that's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it? There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right through the heart. The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense. Sarcastic and insincere? Thanks. So, what was the nature of this sharp object? Among the accused tools that were used in a demonstration, one is of particular interest. This. Yes, that would appear to be some kind of screwdriver. There he is! My trusty little companion, Andrew. Andrew, of course. Do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools. I named them all, you know. We're all one big, happy family. Andrew is my flat-headed screwdriver, of course. His brother, Michael, is a crosshead. Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on its shank. That isn't... It's blood. Beyond all reasonable doubt. No. And that's not all. The long, sharp shape of this Andrew fellow is completely consistent with the victim's wound. What? Order, order. The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence. So one of the professor's tools is a murder weapon. What's going on with this kind of thing? Are you sure he was impaled or did he fall on it? Great. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fellow's the only one who could have done it.
Hold it!
Well, on what grounds do you have for saying that? Huh, do you really need to ask? There were only 2 people on the public experimentation stage. In front of the whole crowd. The victim, Mr. Odie Asman, and the accused, Professor Harebrayne. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. That's right, I saw him with my own eyes. Furthermore, following the explosions and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body. In other words, someone else on stage with the victim only somebody else on stage with the victim could have possibly have done it.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Professor Harebrayne, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor! Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body. And the witness stand is the best place for that? It seemed as though you might have something to say about Inspector Grigson's last remark. Oh, yes, that's right, of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh? I don't know, but there's no way that I could have possibly have stabbed Mr. Asman, as you say. Eh? Explain, please, Professor. Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood continuously running through their veins. I had heard. Then surely you see, if I had plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool. But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the same time. And yet none of them claimed to have seen a swimming pool of blood. Well, no, I suppose not. You see, not one. True, I didn't see anything like that. Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. Order. Pray forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hollow chalice to accompany my old friends adducing. Here's to you, Albert. Oh, you're too kind, Barack. But I'm not really a patch on you. No, you're not. No? You neglected to mention one crucial possibility. I have? A particular situation in which very little bleeding would have result from a stab wound. Of course. Inspector, enlighten the court, please. Yes, sir. Where are they going with this? Very well. You will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson. The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed through the air. Are you sure?
Hold it!
Why would you think that, Inspector? With any wound, it's only when you pull the weapon out that the profuse bleeding occurs. While it's still lodged in the body, it acts as a stopper of sorts, for want of a better word. I see. You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator. Ugh. If you ask me, this bloke masked what he was doing from view with his body before stabbing him in the chest. Then beamed the victim off stage with his fancy device, the screwdriver still where he planted it. I would never do such a thing. Not for my precious tools. I would never use them for such dirty work. You only use tools for their intended purposes. That's common knowledge for any scientist. The fact remains, the lack of blood at the scene can be easily explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated. I don't know about this one. Then where is it? If that's the case, then where is it?
Objection!
Am I an idiot? No!
Hold it!
Oh yeah, you did. I did excuse it. You're so right. Oh, you're so right. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Hold it!
Wait, didn't I? Oh yeah, I did already read this.
Hold it!
Okay, what does the autopsy report say?
Hold it!
It could have been this. But I don't have any evidence to prove it. I'm so tired. Oh no.
Objection!
It's over, y'all. I'm so stupid. I'm an idiot. Like, no. I'm an idiot. I said, well, I didn't, like, it's not there. It's not there. You don't see it. It's, okay. Where was this found? I forgot. Oh, wait, no. Wasn't this found on the stage? I'm gonna uninstall. Like, I'm gonna uninstall. I can't do this. I think I'm stupid. I am not, but like... Then where do they find this? While the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. It was on the stage. Is that unequivocal? Look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is that the screwdriver was still in his body, having stopped any bleeding. It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world. It's in the description? Oh, okay, sorry, that was sorry. But about the screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves on the experimentation stage. What? It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Now that you've come to mention it, yes. Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? That you can contravene the special dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. I was very clear he was not to touch a thing. Yes, that's true. This screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it? What are you getting at? If this tool had been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have been on the stage. That's right. It should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Asman. And it's been found still lodged in the victim's chest. Otherwise he would have bled it everywhere, right? Order. How do you explain this, Inspector? I don't. It looks as though everything the victim had on this person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred, obviously, that should have been beamed to the destination as well. This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we are still basing arguments on the assumption that it actually did take place. Alright, time to tighten the screws here. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Van Zieks is stumped. Do you have something to say, witness? Yes, I knew it. It bears out. The equation holds. Mr. Naruhito, don't worry. About what? Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency. What? Even if Andrew had been lodged in Asman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations. Why would you say that? It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Clearly, we should hear the accused's explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation? Just when I had found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientists. Very well, the defendant will testify again. Provide us with the scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold. In the name of Apollo, I will, my lord. Oh my god. This fucking, excuse me, teacher, what about the homework? Ass bitch. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states that the kinesis cannot transport metal, though. Hence, the metal weapon would have stayed put. In other words, the joint raised by Mr. Naruhito isn't an inconsistency at all. Mr. Asman was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machine that we built together. Does he have metal on his person? Wouldn't his glasses have not gone? Mm. I see. In other words, since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it remained lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency, and therefore, Professor Albert Harebrain could still have been the killer. My great hypothesis holds, you see. We had to make the stage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason. Ooh. I don't take sides from Naruhodo. My only interest lies upon my hypothesis. I am a scientist after all. Ugh. Alright, this cross-examination should be easy, but I need to go to the bathroom and let my dog out. I'll be back. Alright, baby. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. I'm back. What am I doing? Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Let's see. Squirting. Thank you. Squirting contest. Let's see who can squirt the farthest. I'm back. Why did I start playing Overwatch again? I didn't need to start doing that. That was bad. Because now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it. It's annoying. No, it's just like... There's not a lot of projectile supports, and it's kind of pissing me off. Like, I do not want to play hit scan. I don't like hit scan at all, and I'm just like, ugh. And then Lucio pisses me off. So like, I started my face routine. Hold on, okay, hold on, routine. How many of y'all got a routine? Press 1. That's what I like to hear. Your routine should be 2 steps at the very least. Well, I mean, you know, or 3. Y'all put on moisturizer and sunscreen, right? That's all you need, right? And you can be radiant. To be clear! Oh, Mike. It's like $10. It's like, okay, it's like $15 for a month and a half. It's good. It's good. Get yourself some CeraVe. Oh, do I got it in my bag? I know I do. Get yourself some CeraVe daily moisturizing lotion, and then get yourself some sunscreen, and then get yourself a cleanser, and that's it. And that's it. And this thing, that's all you need. Don't be like other men, okay? Don't be like other men that don't give a fuck about doing 3 steps to clean their face, and then they hit 30 and they look like fucking 72-year-olds, okay? Don't be like that, okay? Don't do that. You have the means. Let's see. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like Cat too. I just, hit scan pisses me off. I'm sorry. Ugh. CeraVe is expensive. Versus what? Walmart brand? It's low end. That's the... Okay, sorry. Because that's what turned me off from it initially, because I thought it was expensive and CeraVe was the cheapest. So if CeraVe's not the cheapest, then what is? Then what is? Dollar store? Ah! Ugh. Skincare in general is kind of pricey. Oh, it's important. It's important to take care of your skin. At least sunscreen. At least put on sunscreen, y'all. Look at poor Scott. What if Scott didn't have sunscreen? Look at him. What would happen to you, Scott, if you didn't have any sunscreen? You would die. You would die. All right, let's see. Maybe the sun shouldn't be killing us with UV. That's a good point. Yeah. I think about how Scott is darker than cool. What? Really? Oh my god. Wait, Brother Scott? Hold on. Ah! Okay, to be clear, I'm at the stage of gathering data in my research. Ah! And yet you retort to my argument that wasn't lacking in competence in any way. No scientist can find the truth without first finding self-belief. Oh. Oh my god. Those were the words of a certain scientist I hold in very high esteem. But you realize that this proving my argument. Okay, yeah. Anyway, we know this. Okay. My hypothesis states that the Kinesis cannot transport metal, though. Hence, my metal weapon should have stayed put. Metals cannot be decomposed by electrolysis. You know why that is? As far as I know it, at a surface level, it's atoms that came together, carbon atoms came together, and carbon exists and is able to become organic material because of the presence of oxygen and water. And through those two things, you can form life just over time, right? That's why you can't have silicone-based life forms, because sand, like silicone when exposed to oxygen turns into sand, right? And so that's why, you know, you can't like have aliens that have their silicone-based. At least they can't exist on Earth. But anyway, so you need those two things. It's electrical signals between that conduct through the water, which is why all of our systems work in the way that they do, and why you have all these like imaging tests and all these cool experiments that you can do to like see like brain activity. It's because all of it is communicated through electrical signals, right? So it's super duper cool. Like, you can't tell exactly what a person is thinking. You can't read someone's mind, but you can use brain imaging technology to know that somebody is thinking and that there's brain activity. And the reason why that is because of those electrical signals. And what I would believe is that those electrical signals are interpreted very uniquely based on your person and your DNA, which is why you can't read minds, because your DNA sequence is unique to you. So, I don't know. I think that's cool. What is it about incriminating himself that makes this man so happy? It's the whole reason that the birdcage is made of wood, you see. No, like, and so when you're a baby, you have like so much of that fucking going on all at once, which is why like babies are really smart, by the way, or rather babies have the most brain activity that you'll ever have throughout your entire life, because they're taking in so much data and processing it like it's crazy. That's why it's a big thing. If you ever are around kids or have your own kids, I have to tell you one big thing. Do not use goo goo gaga language. Please don't. Just talk in complete sentences. Honestly, talk in like a normal person. It would be very helpful because I'm telling you, there's a lot of brain activity going on in these kids. Like, it's the most active your brain will ever be. It like explodes. It's really cool, actually. And then it gets worse over time. No, seriously, like my nephews, some of my nephews, so they had like speech problems. They had like issues, like it took them a very long time to learn how to like speak properly, like talk properly. And their dad, or at least their mom, would always do the Goo Goo Gaga language. And we would tell her to do that. And she's like, oh, dude, it's cute, the little babies or whatever. And then what ended up happening? They had to go to speech therapy classes. So you didn't have to, you probably maybe wouldn't have had to deal with that if you just spoke to them normally. They're good now, but like it took like years for them to like recover. So like, just talk to them. It's just, they're not stupid. Anyway. The jail cell in which the victim was detained. It does seem like it's made of some timber of some kind. So does that mean like his glasses or the metal that's on him? Like, what? I'll thank you for not. It's not a binary, of course. Like, it could be any number of reasons to take speech therapy classes, but I definitely, you know, part of it. Oh, and they were twins, so they would mirror each other's speech patterns too. But anyway, yeah. Any weapon launched on the victim when he was beamed away by instant kinesis would have been left behind on stage. Can't you just like use the glasses to contradict those? This is also why who here is bilingual, trilingual, can speak another language? You got such a cool fucking little advantage. I'm so pissed about it sometimes. Sometimes I want to go back in time and give my parents like a parenting book, okay? Because first of all, why the fuck did I go through my fucking middle school years going to from elementary to high school? I went from 1 to 1, so 1, 2, 3, middle school, another middle school, 5, another middle school, and then high school, 6, and then the next one, the next number, and to another high school, and then to another high school. I went to 8 schools from like 4th grade to like 11th. Why did I do that? 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 But anyway, one of the things I would have told my parents, like Spanish, Chinese, French, Italian, something, just like another language, like that's all you had to do. Because, man. It's fine, and it's never too late, but you just have a very key advantage with it when you're younger. You just have like your brain literally creates like a whole nother like separate system, like a whole separate system of like one language, the other language, and it like makes this like cool branching situation, and it's just it's better outcomes. It tends to be better outcomes. It's cool, and it comes pretty easily. And it's before the age of 10 that you want to do this. And it's like, if I could go back in time, that's one thing I would say, like, to my parents, like, get me in some other foreign language, okay? Just whatever it is. Imagine if I was sitting here speaking Italian. Oh my god! What? Oh! Anyway.
Hold it!
I sense some sarcasm. Are you not pleased? Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You're so right. If I knew Italian, I could have watched the... You're so right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I would have gotten it too. Hold on. It's Siamo Winx. I don't even know what that is. You're so right. Oh my god. I lost. Vendetta. I bet him 2 or 3 times. We only able to discuss my hypothesis in the project. In the research grant.
Hold it!
A year ago now, a small provincial science journal published a little paper about my work. Oh, that's sweet. What would my Italian name be? Mario. Mario. Is Luigi actually an Italian name? Because actually, that's such a cool name. It's a masculine Italian name. It's the Italian form of the German name Ludwig. Really? Through the Latinization of Ludovicus? Ludovicus? Corresponding to the French name Louise, or Louis, an angelicized version of Louise. Other forms of the same name in Italian are the names Ludovico, Cludovolio, Aloisio, and Alvise, the last form being more frequent in the Veneto region. A derived feminine name is Luigina. Oh, that's cool. It's a beautiful name, actually. I wonder what it means. Curious, hold on, let me look. Renowned warrior or famous fighter. Aww. Famous warrior, famous in war. Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay, cool. What does your name mean? My name means highest one, or like prince. We had to apply to the government for some sort of inspection to exhibit, I think. Abundance? Oh, that's cool! Abundance? That's awesome! Famous warrior? Cool.
Hold it!
An engineer. Manly / strong. Okay, hold on. Okay, mister. Alright, hold on. Okay, well. So disprove his hypothesis. Scott, can you tell me which of the two it is? It's either... Okay, thank you.
Objection.
Sweet of the glasses. Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm. My hypothesis. My hypothesis. My sequencings don't work out. Oh my god. Your hypothesis is clearly flawed. No. Hmm. If on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than this on stage. And if that's the case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. But my hypothesis, it's sound. I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment was proof of all my work. If I could say something here, in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society, yes, juror number 4, go ahead. As a man of science, there is one thing I simply cannot abide. And that's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science. Wait, what? Great Scott, are you suggesting my science is suspect? It's just been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us. In other words, the whole demonstration was complete nonsense from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you that this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud, I say the records of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined. No, never. That machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. It's protected by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. What the devil is that blasted act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule? I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? If I don't like the way this is going, let's raise an objection.
Objection.
Professor Harebrant has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes. But even so what? Going through such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public, he would have had absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection.
He had an obvious reason to do exactly that. For the research grant money. If the government was foolish enough to have deemed this man's ridiculous notion possible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed. Conspirators? What would be the value of such a grant? 10 pounds? You're an order of magnitude out, man. 500 pounds a year. I could live handsome on that much for years. The society has noticed an increase in bogus public demonstration in the field of science recently, and plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you. No. I haven't deceived anyone, least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound. The science is sound. Please, you must believe me. No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower, which means that this experiment was a success. Barack. And therefore, the only person who could have possibly committed this murder is the accused. Barack. Where is this headed? I have no idea. My lord, if I may. Yes, Lord Van Zieks? The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand. New witnesses? What could be the nature of their involvement? They were spectators on a demonstration exhibition who were occupying the special seats. Eyewitnesses. Very well. Okay. It's time for you to make your own stance clear. A 20-minute adjourn. Oh. Do I want to do more? I think I do. I would do, but I want to do one game of Overwatch, and we'll come back. A little break, and then we'll come back. Sound good? 20-minute. Oh boy. It's just one game! It's one game. It's just one game. And I'm not playing Freya. Comp or quick play? I'll play one quick play. Speaking of ready, y'all ready to play again? Adios. What on earth were you playing at just now? What on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start. Oh, I mean... But you promised me. You said you proved that Dradda's explosion was an accident, not a murder. You said you keep my precious invention from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me. Yes, I did make you a promise, you're right. I said that I believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. The fact is, there is an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there? But I just learned some equations. Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete. Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he? Oh. Oh no! You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster, not just as a scientist, but as a human being. Well, that might be a little over the top. And while we're on the subject, what about Barack? He's being awful. Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean? He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being. Oh, but no. Wait, he's the Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as a Homo sapiens anymore. Can I double check something with you? Ah, yes. What? The machine and demonstration you prepared. They were entirely based on your hypothesis, I presume? There was no trickery involved. I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn from the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet, but please, Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it. Alright, Professor, I understand. Alright, let's go. Let's see. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsel for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witnesses to testify? The prosecution is ready, my lord. As is the defense, my lord. So, Lord Van Zieks, I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes. Indeed, they did. And as luck would have it, one of them was a police detective. So the testimony we're about to hear can be considered highly reliable. Yay. Okay. What the fuck? 3 people? Balthazar Loon. You're kind of cute. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Wilhelm Gottstretch Sigismund Ormstein? What the fuck? Wilhelm Gottstreck Sigismund. What in the Fire Emblem is this? Me when I'm Eldegard? I'm very rich. Nice. Oh my god. That's so funny. Huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang from the sky is beside us. A cage appeared out of nowhere. Oh, wow. Why is our little German boy here? I still have lots of money. I see. Who is this infant? Right. Young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibition. Oh. Elementary school? Great disguise. Why does he have a disguise? Now his parents are gonna know. Uh-oh. Would you guys prosecute me if I was on trial? Would you guys do, would you take me down? Yes, yes, yes. No! No! I was just kidding. No matter the circumstance, I was just kidding. Either it didn't happen or I was just kidding. It was a prank to try to entertain others. I try to bring joy into the world. Please. It was just a joke.
Hold it!
I killed Scott. Scott Kate Marshed himself. Okay, I had nothing to do with it. 10 pounds for a ride, Jesus Christ. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Hold it!
I mean, you know what? Oh my god. Gina front view curse? What the hell is this? Gina, never do don't you ever do this fucking pose ever again. What is this? Girl, like, go back to the side, please. What is this? Me getting my fucking like ID picture taken? Like, don't look at me. Yeah, go back.
That's Piffer.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
What's up, buddy? My teacher in elementary school said that you need to meet someone when you meet someone for the first time. You should always use their full name. Yes. What was it again? William Gottfried Sigismund Ormstein? Just 4 names then. We gotta find those cursed front-facing view in Ace Attorney. missed Francis. I miss Francisca. How is she doing? Where did she go? Oh, she was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like her little like is my favorite. Yeah, where is she? Oh. You'll set that when someone else is speaking. If you're rude enough to interrupt, you have the most awful. You have the most awful life imaginable. She's with Gumshoe. No, I can assure you that she is not with Gumshoe. I am. Anyway. Green balloon. Formal testimony in elementary school? I wouldn't give formal testimony. Your Honor, I just think when you check Cruz E2 Evernight, I just think it gives him a warped perception of Star Rail's game balance. I just don't think he knows what it's like to play the game anymore because the circumstances of which he plays it are just so far removed from the reality that all of us currently live in. I don't know. Watch a crime then? That is fair, yeah. And what if you're Hyson? It's different.
Hold it!
A green balloon. I can prove it. English is very annoying, isn't it? Flying balloons ever explode for some reason planets ever explode. It's logico. Do I get E1 Evernight or do I try for the 50-50 and see what happens? I have no fucking idea. No, I don't know, man. Like, if I'm not gonna invest into Elation, I mean, let's think. Like, would there even be Ice Week content for it to take advantage of? No, I mean, it would be to buff Cyrene, if anything. I don't know, I gotta think about it. If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia. Ooh. I will have the army come and shoot all of your stupid balloons out of the sky. All of them. Oh.
Hold it!
I saw it after it hit the tower.
Hold it!
I couldn't see the stage. Or I couldn't see the cage that well because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see. I was scared I didn't be wits. Interesting. Should I contradict? Like, is this a contradiction, or should I just, like, substantiate this?
Hold it! A crossbow? Could it have hit a balloon? Objection!
I hate this fucking game. Oh my god. Like, I'm going to Gate March. What? These are hard. Fell into the crystal tower. Which balloon is it? This is probably the hardest case in the game. Because it doesn't make any... Okay, whatever. Oh, wait, hold on.
Objection!
The envelope. The large brown part of the balloon from which it becomes filled with hot air. It's made from a very thick fabric with rubber. You do not want to rip it. You don't want it to rip when you're in the sky.
It could have exploded at a different time. If a balloon exploded that day, why didn't a man say so? Uh-oh.
Objection!
You don't know when that happened. The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon. Causing the balloon to explode? Me at the bullshit store? What the fuck? Objection! The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon. What the fuck are you talking about? What the You just made that up! Where's it at? Stan Twitter.
You just made that up.
You just made that up. It's entirely plausible. What? Causing the entire balloon to explode. It's eminently possible. An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the... What? This I cannot accept. Yeah, what? What? What in the world? Why not, Mr. Loon? You are suggesting that I'm a liar. That person died in a balloon incident. There's nothing to get fired up. There's need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day. That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There is no such balloon in the sky. It's non-possible. You're saying it's impossible. Why? The court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
Objection!
No. But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appeared to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon. Okay. Why the hell are they there? I'm no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an explosion, what a catastrophe. But you can't get away from the fact that that burnt bit of cloth was found at the scene, can you? The coppers at the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on stage. That stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes. Anyway. This is not your balloons? Interesting. Even if you saw a balloon in the first place, I do not like the sound of it. It's very bad for business. I have a good mind. To soothe the land of Bohemia. If you attack us, we'll fight back. It'll be war. All out war.
Hold it!
You've forgotten one. Three enormous balloons. Three balloons. Interesting. Let me see.
Hold it!
Are you an idiot? Hot air and gas balloons. Hmm. Interesting. Whereas gas balloons derive their lift from using a gas that's lighter than air. Let's see, and my balloons are filled with the magic gas, I believe. Magic gas? Hydrogen. Lighter than air, but highly explosive. Interesting. Hi, Jakey! Hope you had a good day. You do not permit smoking of the cigarettes and any of my balloons. That magic gas does not like fire. Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode. Mm. None of my balloons exploded that day, I'm completely sure. But if you still say that's what happened, you must show me the proof. Mr. Loon had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged, then what of the one that exploded? There was a third party then, right? Mind you, the boss is on his hands and knees, picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Scorching on the ground in a meeting we had in the investigation. Some debris thrown on from the stage. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions. Good. Red and blue zigzag stripes. The color is wrong. You believe that it has been from some other balloon incident that predates the... That's what I was gonna say. Right? I don't know. He's not mistaken. I don't know, buddy.
Excuse me.
It's Master Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Ormstein. Something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon over there. I swear it. I swear it over all of Bohemia. You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. If you do not have the evidence, Bragazo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, hey? Evidence? What is this evidence? To give an example, young man. A photograph, for instance. Some tangible proof of what you claim. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph right here. Really? Are you serious? Everyone, look at that evidence. Look at that boat. They're like, huh? Where'd you get evidence? Huh? I had not been in a balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs. Huh? At the Crystal Tower, as a Bohemian exhibit, and the streets of London. What? We gotta look at this. And the instantaneous kinesis experiment. Did you take a picture of that? Ja, one picture. Really? You did? Oh my gosh. Of course. And then you will see. Oh, cool. Oh. Oh. It's not my fault. It's the fault of the person who made the camera. It's okay, sweetheart. Don't cry. Don't cry in German. No. No. Don't cry, sweetheart. German mom when you have a cold.
What is happening? You are still in bed. I have been up since 4. You have a cold? A cold? I should call the ambulance or what? Let me alert the World Health Organization. All doctors on board. We have a big case. A cold. I have never had a cold in my whole life. What? Do you have a cough? Are you coughing? Do you have a fever? Let me look in your throat. Go, why don't you do the steam inhalation? And then you let everything drip out. You are letting everything drip out. We must liften. We have to open the windows. Let the air circulate. It is 2 degrees and so what? Get up. You have to make your blood pump. Why don't you do Pilates with me? Now I turn off the television. What about you doing some reading? Understanding financial accounting? You can learn about long-term liabilities. Maybe I should read this. I know something about having a long-term liability. Laura, what is happening? You are still in...
These mom videos always kill me. It's okay, sweetheart. Don't cry. I need to look at this photograph. It's not my fault. It's the part of the person who made the cat. It's fine, sweetie. We can just take a look. Why is there a fucking balloon with nobody in it? Well, there he is. Well, there's stripes, right? So, therefore, if there were stripes on it, this is exactly the evidence I need. Oh, this is baby mode. Hot wind. A split second before the explosion occurred. I got the exact evidence I need.
Objection!
There's no stripes on it! Are you joking? There's no stripes on it! There's no stripes! What are you talking about? I'm wrong. What? Oh my. The balloons have red and blue zigzag stripes anyway.
Hold it!
Oh my.
There's a more evident contradiction. There's nobody there. Oh, sorry. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Can everybody just shut up? Shut up. Shut up. Okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I guess this one is more contradictory. Whatever.
Objection!
There's nobody in it.
Stop. No, this game sucks.
It doesn't. It's actually pretty good. Oh. There was another balloon.
Objection!
Why does this matter?
There is illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the great exhibition and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing. This fourth balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Asmund was beamed from the stage below. Right, so then scraps fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks. They didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of balloon raining down. Because no one was in it, it didn't get attention.
Objection!
This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. It clearly has nothing to do with the case. What else can this photograph tell us? The stage itself?
Objection! Objection!
What exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove? It could be the cause of the explosion. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, it's right there. It's the crossbow. Was that there a second ago?
Objection! Take that!
The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you notice there was a bright white line that appears directly at the point directly at the balloon. Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally by the film. Some flash of light, yes. Oh golly, do you think it might be lightning? But it couldn't have been a finer day. I believe we may be looking at fire. A bolt of fire heading straight for the balloon. Like an arrow. Indeed, even in my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. Are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon?
Objection!
That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could possibly have reached such height.
Objection!
Oh, I have evidence. Actually, in my opinion, that particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals exactly what exactly did happen. Oh, sweetie. This crossbow.
Take that!
Uh-oh. Is that a crossbow? An arrow was dipped in oil and set alight could have been shot from this weapon, sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon. Are you suggesting that crossbow was used to deliberately... Blimey, you're right. That streak of light in the photo looks like an arrow, doesn't it? Then the explosion of the balloon was very likely the result of the flaming arrow from the crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside of it. Uh-oh. If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question. The noise of the discharge. That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently. Well, yeah, if someone had a gun and shot off in the expedition grounds, it would have caused a real panic. But with the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway, no? To divert attention away from... I don't know. Something feels wrong.
Objection!
Do you understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nepalese friend? If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued... Wait a minute, are you really saying here? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up into the sky? After all, or what? Now I understand. That's what the sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along. What? Did I just hear that correctly, Council? There is no going back now. The horse has bolted. Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On the stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage... Oh no. The birdcage and the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared into a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was shot from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash to the crystal tower. I think you will agree that this is entirely plausible. And that's what just described the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day.
Objection!
This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's child's play. It's a contemptible display of stage magic. Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said that the experiment was a scientific impossibility, in which case, This is the only way to explain what happened that day. In any case, the victim's body was a fucking wax. Oh. She makes exact replicas of people. Oh no. So that's how you can get one person at... You'd have to dispatch the other, but... If I may put in a word, as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by simple deception. Juror number 3? All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim. And there we have it. And having this other man appear on stage in front of the show as a body double.
Objection!
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture. Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would very much depend on the mixture ratio. Juror number 4? Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own does not explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered. The mixture ratio. Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent to render the whole obscene charade impossible. So everything that's happened can be explained logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear like the instantaneous kinesis had occurred. Well, goodness me. And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Asmund, was never present on the public execution stage to begin with. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view at the entire time. Who could it be? Mr. Naruhito, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Professor? But you can't stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please. Sorry? What's this about, Mr. Harebrained? I, Albert Harebrained, hereby confess that it was me. Who stabbed Mr. Odie Asmund? Yes, it was me, with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver. Explain this sudden confession. Professor Harebrained, what are you talking about? It's what I said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine. You stand there and claim it was all a trick, an elaborate prank. But where is your proof? No, you'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would be all over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it. It's clear that you drew plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you just let me, I can prove. Barack. Yes? I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please. Ensure that the special dispensation for Scientific Experiment Act is adhered to protect my creation. Are you serious? Hi, puppy. Pray forgive the discourtesy of feeling my hollow chalice at this criminal conjecture. Here's to my learned Nepentese friend. What? And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in light of the accused's confession. Do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the special dispensation for Scientific Experiment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machine involved to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder, any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis will be preserved. Well, counsel, what's the defense's official position on this matter? What Professor Harebrained, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis, but there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence, or do I uphold my client's request, but seek him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust. You have been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend? Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nepentese mind? Mr. Naruhado, there's no escape here. I have to make a choice. But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something. But what? The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was in fact... Join Smash! What do I do? I can't send him to prison. What would you do? Fuck his machine. Well, if his machine is a sham, then... Growing pains. No, I can't say it. My client places faith in me. I can't just let him down. What must I give up on? Is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? What? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
What is she doing here?
Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too. Yes, of course. And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Asman. I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must both pursue now. So, you finally opened your eyes. What? As for you, Albert, you can't ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say? Barack. Lord Van Zeeks. Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before. In truth, there is one thing. Something I've remembered that's of relevance. What? On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding that crossbow. I beg your pardon? Professor, did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like? Taller than me, and thinner than me, with straight hair, straighter and wider than mine. Let's see, one less lens than me, a monocle, a rather stylish black monocle. But one thing in particular will help to possibly identify the man. You see, I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention. What? He built the machine. That's right, Mr. Asma introduced me to him a year ago. He's a man by the name of Enoch Drebber? Enoch Drebber? Does this name mean something to the members of the jury? Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That man is an abomination. Not a name any conjurer wishes to hear either. Who on earth is he? I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of this nature I've heard that in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of the other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing more than stage trickery in the end. Obviously, the rascal is after the government research grant money. When the magicians are in need of money, I've heard of them resorting to these underhanded tactics. Some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before. That man is both an engineer and a magician. Yes, we're dealing with an unparalleled competence trickery here. That's Enoch Drebber for you. Where is he? So it's true then. My invention, my great machine, was just a grand illusion? Considering what we've heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say that it sounds increasingly likely. Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. I wanted to believe that the machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted. Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume. I knew that if the machine was examined in its detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen. But at the same time, I knew that it was found to be nothing more than a trick. That if it was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a work of deception, then everything I'd worked towards, all of my research, all of my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified of the prospect. So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built, and the true nature of Mr. Drebber.
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it. Then it's entirely possible that Mr. Asman and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money. When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moments of my career. I pulled the levers and turned the dials exactly the way Trevor had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion came to was made to work. I don't know anything anymore. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection of the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry. It would appear that we shall have to suspend the proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Branzies. My lord, the court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in this matter is critical. Yes, Mr. Drebber. Gather information about the man. If possible, I should like him served with a subpoena. With pleasure, my lord. Now, counsel for the defense. Yes, my lord? When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you. Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused. I understand. Good. In that case, this court is adjourned for the time being. Mr. Naruhado. Yes? I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess. Oh, how did it ever come to this? I'm so sorry. Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean? About what he was really constructing? Naturally, the machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis. Of all my hopes and dreams. I have complete faith in it. Well, thank you for doing so much for me. What are you doing here? In the gallery. Well, I'm glad you're back. Yeah, let's end this day already. Alright, good. That's enough Ace Attorney for now. Okay, so let's get let's get do I really want to go through MOC? I do. You're gonna be so mad at me when I suggest this. So bear with me as I suggest this, okay? You're gonna get so mad at me, okay? But don't. You have to trust me, okay? Just trust me, all right? Do you trust me? 4.0. What? No. Oh my god. No, not at all. I didn't stream last night because I slept early and got up at like 8 in the morning. So I kind of been up for like 16 and 17 hours. No, just I'll be back. Okay, I swear to God, I'll be back. You just give me like 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be back. Just give me a second. No. See, I knew that you were gonna say you should just go to sleep. Just end the stream. No, just give me a sec. Okay, I'll be back, and I want to get MOC done, and we got to do like IT or something. Okay, I'll be back. Just give me a sec. No. Oh my god. No. See, you guys always do this. No. You guys always do this. I just need a second. It literally won't take me that long. Just give me a second, all right? Just give me a second. Why won't you trust me? Yes. Oh my god. Just give me a sec. I'll be back. All right? Let me actually. In fact, I feel myself waking up already. Hold on. Why do they keep fucking putting? You could have just not said anything. Well, I honestly would have just lied to you because that's what I did on the last BRB. That's what I did. But I wanted to be transparent for once. And then everyone got mad at me anyway. So I didn't pee at all. I rested my eyes for a moment and streamed the next part of the case. See? The dog did not pee. I lied. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Yep, I lied. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. Okay, hold on. Casino music. Hold on, wait. 70s grocery supermarket music? Epic groovy, but like I'm down. Be right back. Bitch.